Hello, everyone. Welcome back again. Thank you for joining us again for another important update about the situation in South Sudan. If you are new here in Shangfai YouTube channel, please subscribe, like this video, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our latest news and analysis. Today we are discussing growing tension in South Sudan after new report of attacks and accusation between government forces and opposition group. The situation is causing fear among many citizens as leaders continue to speak about peace while violence is still being reported in different parts of the country. This report comes at a very sensitive time when many South Sudanese people are already struggling with insecurity, hunger, displacement, and economic hardship. Let us go deeper into the full story. According to a recent report, the South Sudan People Defense Forces, also known as SSPDF, announced that its soldiers have been placed on defensive alert after alleged attack by opposition fighters in some part of the country. The announcement was made by SSPDF spokesperson Major General Lure Kong during a press conference in Juba on Wednesday. The military spokesperson claimed that forces linked to the SPLIO and allied group attacked government position in areas including Wat and Motot in Jonglei State. Another reported attack was also mentioned in Morobo County in central Equatorial State. The SSPDF say its troops are now under a strict order to stay in defensive position unless they are attacked first. According to the army spokesperson, the government forces are still committed to the peace agreement signed in 2018, but they also say they have the right to defend themselves if necessary. The military described the reported attack as a dangerous violation of the ceasefire agreement. Officials warned that such incident could damage the already fragile peace process in South Sudan. At the same time, there are also growing political disagreement after some new politician aligned with the government under President Salva Kiir Mayardit. These Nuer politicians rejected accusation that Nuer civilians are being ethnically targeted. This issue became controversial after claim from an American and aid organization raised concern about possible ethnic targeting and violence against Nuer communities. However, some Nuer politicians working with the government strongly denied these accusations. The leader argued that the claim could increase tension and create fear among communities. But many South Sudanese citizens continue to ask serious questions about the security situation in the country. Some people say the memories of past violence are still fresh, especially among families who lost loved ones during earlier conflicts. Others believe political leaders should focus more on protecting civilians instead of exchanging accusations. As this debate continues, ordinary citizens remain worried about the future. Across South Sudan, many families are still living in displacement camps. Others remain refugees in neighboring countries such as Ethiopia, Kenya, Sudan, and even in Uganda. For many years, thousands of South Sudanese people have been unable to return home because of insecurity and fear of violence, especially the Nuer community. Even after peace agreement were signed, clashes and mistrust between rival groups have continued in several regions. The latest report of fighting have once again increased concern among civilians. People are now asking whether the peace agreement is becoming weaker or whether leader can still save the peace process before the country return to a larger conflict. Another important issue mentioned in a recent security report is the increasing number of ceasefire violations. The ceasefire and transitional security arrangement monitoring and verification mechanism, commonly known as CDSAM, recently reported dozens of alleged violations during the months of April. Most of these incidents were reported recorded in Upper Nile State, which has experienced instability for many years. CDSAM official warned that the security situation in the country remain unpredictable and dangerous. According to the monitoring body, ongoing violence is reducing public trust in the peace process. Many citizens are now losing confidence because they continue hearing about attack while political leaders speak about peace in public meetings. This situation is creating frustration among ordinary South Sudanese people. Citizen want action, not only promises. Many communities are tired of war and instability. Young people, especially, are asking leaders to focus on development, education, healthcare, roads, and employment opportunities instead of conflict. In many villages and towns, life remains extremely difficult. Some families cannot afford food, others struggle to send children to school. Health care services are still limited in several areas because of insecurity. Humanitarian organizations also face difficulties reaching vulnerable population across the country. This means many civilians continue suffering while political tension grow. Observers say South Sudan still faces major challenges despite the peace agreement. One of the biggest challenges is the slow implementation of security arrangement. The peace deal called for the unification of rival army groups into one national army. However, the process has moved slowly over the year. Analysts believe this delay continues to create mistrust between different political and military groups. Some experts warn that without full implementation of the peace agreement, instability may continue. Meanwhile, political tension between government officials and opposition groups remain visible. Different sides continue blaming each other for violence and insecurity. This political environment make it difficult for citizens to feel safe and hopeful. Still, some leaders continue calling for dialogue instead of war. The SSPDF itself repeated its commitment to peace and urged all parties to respect the ceasefire agreement, according to the SSPDF. But this is not how people see it because the SSPDF have been known to target SPLAI opposition and also the Nuer community in Upper Nile and also in Jonglei. Military officials also encouraged signatories to the peace agreement to return to dialogue and avoid action that could worsen the security situation. Many South Sudanese citizens are also calling for peace. Religious leaders, youth groups, women organizations, and civil society members have repeatedly appealed to politicians to protect the country from returning to widespread conflict. People say enough lives have already been lost during years of civil war. Many families continue carrying emotional pain from previous violence. Children have grown up in displacement camps. Others have never experienced a peaceful and stable South Sudan. Citizens now hope leaders will learn from the past and choose peaceful solutions. At the same time, social media discussion around this issue have, uh, have become very emotional. Some people support the government position, others criticize political leader for failing to stop violence. These are also concerned that political disagreement based on ethnicity could increase division and among communities. Observers warn that leaders and citizens must avoid hate speech, and dangerous message that may create more tension. South Sudan is home to many communities and ethnic groups that have lived together for generations. Peace advocates said unity and national dialogue are necessary for the country to move forward. Another concern is the humanitarian impact of renewed insecurity. Whenever fighting increases, civilians are usually the ones who suffer the most. Families are forced to flee their homes, market close, food price rise, humanitarian access become difficult, school and health centers may stop functioning. Women and children often face the greatest hardship during time of conflict. Aid organizations continue calling for protection of civilians and respect for international humanitarian law. International observers are also watching developments closely. Regionals and international partners have repeatedly encouraged South Sudanese leaders to fully implement the peace agreement and prevent further violence. The international community continues supporting peace efforts, but experts say lasting peace must come from South Sudanese leaders themselves. Citizens are now waiting to see what will happen next. Will the ceasefire hold? Will political leaders return to serious dialogues, or will tension continue growing in different parts of the country? For now, many South Sudanese people simply want peace, stability, and a better future for their children. They want leaders to put national interests above political rivalry. They want communities to live together without fear, and they want the suffering caused by years of war to finally come to an end. As the situation developed, we'll continue bringing you updates and analysis from across South Sudan and the region. Thank you so much for watching today's report. What do you think about the current situation in South Sudan? Do you believe the peace agreement can still succeed? Share your thoughts respectfully in the comment section below. Thank you for watching and bye bye.